Welcome to the Strategic Oracle, the transmission space where timing meets soul and wealth begins with the rhythm. Let's begin. This is a total lunar eclipse. It's a full moon, which if you think of a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite each other. They're at their greatest range that they can be. During an eclipse, if you were to think of the galaxy in front of you, you would see a line and the Earth would be in between. Whereas other full and new moons, it's like the Earth is like off. It's just not in between. That's what the eclipses are. And this is the second half of the ecliptic pair. They always come in pairs. 2 weeks before, on February 17th, which happened to be the start of the Chinese New Year, we had the new moon. And the new moon was this part of the eclipse. So this full moon, let's talk about the full moon for a few moments, and then let's talk about the eclipse, because they really go hand in hand. So the full moon, we've got a 12-degree exact point. And so 12-degree, that's a 3. It's a creative. It's a wholeness expression. So I really like the 3 because if you think about 3 in the world, it's like past, present, future. It's a triangle. It's the trifecta. It is really, really strong and it's very, very creative. And in tarot, it is the 1 for the masculine plus the 2 for the feminine equals 3 for you in wholeness. And when we look at where the sun and the moon are, it totally makes sense because the sun right now is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo. That's where the opposition comes. And with those two expressions, what we're looking for is how do you act in daily life in a very practical, very dot the I's, cross the T's, very organized, very, very diligent, and it is the very daily. It's like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that's Virgo. And then when you look at that big dreamy, like, what are your hugest dreams in the world? How do you connect with everybody in the world? How are you your most expansive and your most intuitive and most magical self? That's Pisces. And so when you think about that and you think, well, there's a 3 there, and I say yes, because that 1 could be that masculine, linear, get the stuff done, do the things. That's where Virgo comes in. And then that 2 is that priestess, that wisdom, that inner knowing, that intuitive, spiritual essence of you. And then in wholeness, wow, that is so cool. And on the eclipse, they're all in line. So I adore that. What don't I adore about the eclipse? What I don't adore about the eclipse is that something's going to be hidden. Think about it. The Earth gets in the way. The Earth gets in the way of the lunar and the solar energy and how they dance together. 10 months out of the year, or 10 cycles for themselves, the Earth doesn't get in the way. And then for 2 cycles, the Earth gets in the way. And so it's kind of cool because the Earth is like, hey, here I am. And on another side, it's like the Earth, you're kind of mucking stuff up, dude, because you're in the way. So that's why eclipses they're unsettling. They're a little bit disruptive. They don't feel really good. They feel uncomfortable. And a lot of times the full moon feels uncomfortable because it's such a stretch. We have so much energy between the 180-degree point where the sun and the moon are the exact opposition that they could possibly be. And these are very personal. These are luminaries. These are very personal. This is like the core of you. How does your heart feel? That's the moon. And then who do you think you are? That's the sun. Man, that's a lot. That's okay. We do it. We do it every month. And for eclipses, we do it twice a year. So it's not something that's unfamiliar. It's just uncomfortable. Right now, we've got a stellium in Pisces, which there's just a lot of stars in that very watery realm. But it's not everybody. But what's the really good news is that Jupiter is in harmony with the sun. Jupiter is in harmony with who we think we are. And so that feels really good. There's some optimism there. There's some cheer there. It will be touching on your feelings about family, about where you belong. And so if you're feeling really good about that and in the flow, you're going to be like, cool. And if you're not, you're going to be like, this is wrangling me a little bit. That's okay. Jupiter is good news. Jupiter is helpful. Jupiter is trying to get you where you want to be in a very supportive way. So this isn't like in that hardcore, get real kind of way. We do have stuff about that because we're just coming out of that February 20th big huge bang that we had with Saturn and with Neptune. And it's not wrangling, which is good. It is in excitement with your future and how you're stepping into it. But we do have a wrangle. We do have a wrangle. Mars and Uranus are they kind of confronting each other. They kind of snapping at each other. So when they're snapping at each other, that's what actions are you taking to really leap into your future? Because Uranus is always about your future. And so there's a lot of energy here that's super, super supportive. And then there's some that's really inquisitive and making you get very, very precise. That's why I've talked about the year. Precision is really important, not just for this eclipse. There's 20 other reasons for it. But in this case, we feel it personally because it is a lunar configuration. So at the top of this eclipse, I asked you, which wolf are you feeding? Are you feeding that white wolf that brings you into alignment, that puts you on the right trajectory, that gives you that positivity to take right action? Or are you feeding that big bad wolf that is naysaying and carving out different steps for you to take that don't belong to you, that is basically leading you awry? We don't want to feed the wrong wolf. Let's be really super precise. Virgo helps us with that. Let's be super precise about that because we do have the ability to open ourselves up to our full potential. So that feels yummy. That feels super yummy. And then it doesn't feel yummy. Why? Because it feels like, ugh, it feels like a big deal. And it feels like I might not know. And it feels like, what if I do it wrong? That's okay, right? That's normal. There is going to be some risk for a good return. We just don't want to, in this month of March, take huge steps. This is something to take that threshold look at and say, okay, where am I now? Take stock. Like, where am I now? What's really working? Okay, let me do more of that. And then what's not working? Let me revisit it, refine it, tweak it, optimize, fine tune. This is the month. We're in a Mercury retrograde right now. Mercury is still it just turned retrograde, and Jupiter is still retrograde for another week. So we can just hold back a little bit. It doesn't make us feel patient, but this is a heart time. It's not a mind time. So when we talk about that, and we talk about the fact that we do have Jupiter helping us out, let's think about some refreshing ways to either look at things or connect with people or take action. So when I go through the intuitive success signatures, take the quiz. Your star map, take the quiz, yoursignaturemap.com. Answer the 12 questions. If you haven't taken it and found out your signature, you definitely want to do that. And so for the wise strategist, you're going to feel jostled with this. But you love that refinement. So just refine and make plans. Awesome for you. For the intuitive visionary, you absolutely must formulate a routine to feed the white wolf. Period. Stop. Then collaborative explorer, you naturally take others and take care of others, and this is a really good time to do that. So do what's natural to you. For the ruling warrior, it's going to feel like you want to take a lot of sudden moves. Now, if they're within a container you're already in, you can do it. If they're brand new out in the world, they're not going to pay off. It's going to be a waste of time. Creative superstar, you are feeling a little bit unsettled and off kilter. Please don't step into the overwhelm. Use this massive creative energy to create. Give yourself permission to kind of step off out of the world. Then loving alchemist, it's spend time alone with your loved ones. So what does that mean, alone with your loved ones? Don't feel like, for example, I want to invite these 3 people because they're my favorite people in the world, but we really should invite these other 2. Don't invite the other 2. Just spend time with those 3. You'll be much better for it. So those are the signatures. It's a very creative time. It's you in wholeness. This lunar eclipse, we want to take advantage of all the energies. So we're going to go ahead and do ritual. And so with that, if you're not driving, please, if you are driving, please do not close your eyes. But it's interesting because red jasper is the crystal for the month. Red jasper doesn't want anything to do with this moon. So I'm just taking a moment right now and I'm just choosing a crystal card that I happen to have right beside me. And so it's really interesting that the only crystal that wants to play right now is azurite. And azurite is the new era. It's the new world. It's the way to do the future. And so it has malachite in it and it has azurite itself. So it's this beautiful, oh, now I know why. It's this beautiful blue and green. It does look like the earth when you get it in a sphere-like space. So the earth wanted to show up. Okay, so as we go into ritual, we're going to bring that energy in. So again, unless you're driving, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And let's relax our shoulders. Oh, we're feeling tense. Let's shake out our hands a little bit. Let's allow ourselves to really sit back in our seats. We've been kind of at the ready. We've been on the edge of our seat, right? We're not. We're just going to take a breath. So take a beautiful inhale and an exhale. And another beautiful inhale and an exhale. And as we bring that tempo of breathing, now we can come into our heart space. Let's focus our intention on our heart. What feels really yummy, delicious, good, soothing, sweet, quiet, satisfying. Let's stir that energy all around you. And then when that has it right, let's envision we're holding it right in the palm of our hand in front of us. That's the world. We are holding the world. And in this world, what would we like to be true? Let's think of one or two things. You don't have to be big. They could be, I want to have a snack. Seriously, there's no wrong way to do this. Or they could be, I want to take over my industry to make impact. They're all good. And then think about the sweetness of that. How would that be satisfying? Because what 2026 doesn't do, 2026 doesn't let you, well, it will let you. It doesn't want you to do things just to strive and achieve and wear yourself out and be exhausted. 2026 does not want you to do that. It's given up like its gates, and it's given you momentum and movement and space. But unless we put our heart into that space, it's going to be meaningless at the end of the year. And we'll be tired and frustrated. So in this moment, as we're in an ecliptic pair, and we're at that full moon point where we're taking stock, we're assessing, and we're saying, what do we want to let go of to really step into our space? As we've brought up that wish and we've stirred it around us, let's just let jostling and unsettling and obligation, let's just let it go. Let's let overdoing, overgiving, overwhelm, let's let that go. Let's let ourselves be at peace with where we are and where we're going. As we take some beautiful inhales and some exhales with the world at our fingertips and our hearts wide open, let's say yes. Yes to you. Yes to your heart. Yes to your body. Yes to your being. And with that, whenever you're ready, we're going to give great thanks to the sun and the moon and the earth and the azurite. You're going to give great thanks to your wishes and your dreams and the practical ways you come into your space. We're going to listen to the wisdom from the heart of the earth and remember who we are. I'm going to wish ourselves a very, very happy full moon. As we rub our hands together and roll our shoulders and shake out our fingertips and wiggle our toes. Give ourselves a smile and come fully back to our space. Happy, happy full moon and total lunar eclipse. And as always, thank you for listening and sharing with friends. You've been listening to the Strategic Oracle, where success isn't scaled from speed, but from soul. If this stirred something real, follow it. Apply for activation, enter the vault, or pause right here. Integration is leadership too. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase the timing. You are meant to become it.